What's life like being on TV every day? Well, it's about telling people's stories and connecting with you in so many powerful ways. So I was in Santa Barbara, California recently, which is absolutely beautiful, by the way, and I got one of those unexpected blessings. When I say the name Nick Vujicic, you probably think fighter, overcomer, man of God, true inspiration, and you're right. When I first met Nick, he has the uncanny ability to make you feel as though he's just an old friend and you are connecting after maybe a short time apart. But once I got a chance to sit down and talk with him, Nick was so gracious in sharing so much wisdom and encouragement with me. And I asked him if I could share some of that with you.
First of all, it's an honor to be here. I'm going to be your tennis coach for today. I'm originally from Australia, and me and my wife now live about an hour and a half from here, south of here, and she'll be joining tonight at the dinner as well. I want to thank the Bollingers for hosting today and just asking me to speak for about 7 or 8 minutes. First of all, I'm a speaker. I've been to 70 countries up to 35 times. And I work with governments on education systems in regards to the next generation in bullying, anxiety, even attempted suicide. So we actually work hand in hand with governments around the world, and including state governments. When Vice President Pence was governor of Indiana, we did our statewide anti-bullying message for an hour. I talked about how our self-worth has nothing to do with how many friends we have or how we look or what in the end we have tangibly as far as a job or even if we get married or all these things, just to let people know that we're beautiful just the way that we are, and to love each other and to understand that words do hurt each other, and we don't know who at school may be going through a broken home or going through a crisis of their own, and some of us really devalue what words can do in a negative way but also in a positive way, and so to reinforce that in schools. And so I'm just glad to be here. I'm 36 years old. I was born with no arms and no legs. There's no medical reason why I was born this way. Not even Lady Gaga knows why I was born this way. And there are times in life where things happen. And I never tell people that I understand your pain. I believe it's worse being in a broken home than having no arms and no legs. And a broken heart's a broken heart. And so for me, in my journey, having a brother and sister with arms and legs, I never thought I'd ever find purpose or happiness or independence in my life. I'd never thought I'd get married, never thought I'd be a father of 4. So me and my wife, we've now been married for 7 years with 4 kids now, so 2 boys and twin girls, and they're about to be taller than me any week now. And I am fully happy and content, and sometimes when we look at the future, we are disabled by fear of rejection, fear of being alone, fear of failure. And so I used to be worried about, well, how I'm going to even hold my wife's hand. Well, I don't need to hold her hand, I just need to hold her heart. And how I'm going to hold my kids when they're crying? Well, when they cry, I can't hold them, but they hold me when they cry. And so no one knew that I would be able to walk, let alone go to university, do a double degree in accounting and financial planning, founder and CEO of a non-profit organization called Life Without Limbs. We've given over $1.3 million to the poor and needy. But the main primary message of that organization is to go around the world and share with the world that there is a greater plan for your life. There is a greater purpose for your life. There is a greater worth that meets the eye. And the essence of faith is, despite what you see, despite what you feel, and despite what you know, there is a greater creator who has a greater plan for your life. And I actually attempted suicide at age 10 because of bullying at school. And I've done about 900 plus schools face-to-face. Out of my 3,500 speeches, 900 of them were schools. And in the last 290 schools, I've been able to actually do an anonymous survey. And in this school, middle school and high school, I get them to actually bow their head, close their eyes. They put their hand up in the air. And I ask 4 highly sensitive questions. And I don't want their neighbor to know their answer. So with every head bowed, every eye closed, they put their hand in the air and open. And as I go through the 4 questions, they simply put their hand in a fist if their answer is a yes. And the first question is, I ask, have you ever thought of committing suicide? In America, 290 schools, 6 to 12% of all middle school and high school teenagers had thought of suicide. Put your hand in a fist if you've actually attempted suicide, 3 to 6%. Put your hand in a fist if you attempted suicide because of a broken home, 40% of the 3 to 6%. And put your hand in a fist if you've actually tried to commit suicide because of bullying in your school, 40%. So all of a sudden you get the school's attention to let them know that yes, every word counts, every action counts, and instead of dividing, we need to unify. And I'm never a person to pretend that we can always be friends with everyone, but at least not be an enemy first of all to yourself, and then not be an enemy to anyone else. And then I ask all the students, I say, who wants to make a difference in the world? And everyone puts their hand up, and I said, well, you start here right now. And there are 3 public schools that have a Nick Vujicic Day, where it was the day I came 3, 4, 5 years prior, and bullying stopped altogether. And so I've been able to revisit some of those schools, and it's just incredible to see the impact that students can have. They're at that time and age where all they sometimes need is someone around their age just to talk to, hang out with. So thank you for coming today. We hope you have fun. And thanks for supporting FCA as they support the youth of America. Thank you.